So last year, I had a guest come out and hunt with me, Kurt Wells with Bow Hunting TV. And when he got there, I was wanting him to check his marks and was asking about whether, if he checked his bow out, made sure things were right. And as I was going through it with him, I realized that I think maybe there's a lot of people who probably don't know about that there's some prep you can do anytime you're traveling, whether it be for a competition or for a hunt, or you're just going to hang out somewhere and shoot somewhere different. Whenever I'm traveling with my bow, there's a couple different things that I always take into account that I just wanted to share. One of them is, first and foremost, is I always take a pencil or some type of a marker or something, and I'll draw a line right along the limb, making a mark on this cam right here. And I'll do the same thing on the bottom one. And the reason I'm doing that is if my string stretches at all, or there's something different about the location where I'm at, the air pressure is different, somehow the bow changes a little bit, I will be able to quickly see that something has changed, and therefore I know before I head out into the field for a competition or to go hunting that my bow is probably not hitting where I think it's hitting at. And so it'll give me a chance to address it, and I know exactly where it needs to get put back to. So if there's access to a bow press or a pro shop or somewhere nearby, you can do something about it and give them very specific instructions of what needs to be done. Additionally, I'll do the same thing with my sight. I'll go through and put marks on all my axes, on any of my adjustments on my wheel. I will mark everything that has any type of a setting with it. Any of a third axis, second axis, first axis. I'll even go so far as to mark my limb bolts and make sure that, through vibration, maybe the baggage checkers to the airport, if anything changed, I'll be able to visually see that something's not where it's supposed to be. But I'll do that on everything. And then the last thing I typically do is I try to have a stabilizer that bolts to the bow and is removable, not something that attaches to the sight. You can do them with the sight as well, but having a removable, detachable bow quiver is really handy for when you're packing up and being able to, fit that into your bow case, or maybe you put it in your luggage. Being able to have other ways of being able to pack your quiver with you is always really nice too. But those are all things that I would do before I was ever going to spend, the hundreds and hundreds or maybe even thousands of dollars flying out to a location to go on a hunt or to go to a competition. Is I want to make sure when I get there that if there is something wrong for my bow, I'm planning that everything's going to go great. But if something goes wrong, I actually have everything in place where I can actually fix it and get it back to where I originally had it when I started. So in general, when I'm traveling somewhere, it's really important to me that I make sure I have all these things in place that when I get there, with all the time and effort we put into doing this, I really don't want to get there and find out that my bow's messed up and I don't know what to do about it. By putting all these little marks in place and being able to keep track of where things are supposed to be, that if I do show up and something goes wrong, I can do something about it.